Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel. Picked a really good time to start filming. Anyways, so yes, I don't post videos very often, if at all. I just kind of do it whenever I have time or when I'm able to. But I felt like posting a video today, or filming a video today, because tomorrow's my birthday and we are in quarantine right now, so this is my quarantine birthday video. I'm turning 34 years old, which is like crazy to me. It feels like just yesterday I was turning 30, so yeah. This is all like pretty crazy to me. 34, that's like insane. That means next year I'm gonna be 35, which is like frightening, but whatever, I made it this far. So today, I decided to, film a video. I don't have any plans. I'm practicing social distancing right now, so yeah, um, this is my plan. Filming a video on my birthday. But anyways, so I am going to make a drink and talk to you about how my quarantine has been going and what I've been up to. Maybe share some opinions, I'm not sure. Sometimes I hesitate on sharing opinions because, I don't know, everybody has opinions and stuff, but yeah. I did film 2 videos that I haven't edited yet. Actually, let's just jump into this drink I'm going to make before I start chatting with you about stuff. So I know White Claws are pretty popular right now. I shouldn't even like talk about it because I never had a White Claw before, but from what I can gather, it sounds like a flavored vodka soda. Which is cool. I mean, I like vodka sodas, but it just kind of, I don't know, it just sounds like the same thing. So that's what I'm going to be making. I'm going to be making a DIY White Claw. I think from what I've seen, like White Claws are pretty sweet drinks. I like more boozy drinks. I could do sweet drinks every once in a while, but it's not like my first choice. I'm more into like boozy cocktails. So I'm going to be making a cocktail for you that I was kind of experimenting with yesterday. So what you want to get is old-fashioned glass with this type of ice. I have a little tray. I got this a long time ago, so it's one of my favorite things to drink out of. So you want to get something like this. Doesn't have to be exactly like this, like just as long as it holds the liquid, you should be fine. So I'm going to be using this. This is my little cheap ass jigger. Could be using New Amsterdam vodka. This is like $12. It's very cheap. Cucumber mint sparkling water. This is also from Target. And I have Meyer lemon bitters. I don't know if this is expired, but I got this like hella long ago, so I don't know if bitters expire. If you don't know what bitters are just, they're basically cocktail seasonings. Um, but anyways, I think this drink would be good with simple syrup, but I don't have sugar to make simple syrup, and like I said, I like my cocktails a little bitter and boozy, so that's why I'm not gonna add simple syrup, but I think it would taste a lot better with simple syrup. So you want to take this, and then I like to I usually do 1.5 ounce, because I like to measure it because you know, if I don't, I will drink too much. So I like to measure it out, 1.5. Have it right here. Then I open this fresh bottle of sparkling water. And then I like to do a little squeeze and just like a dropper of bitters. And then I just drink it like that. I don't stir it or anything. And cheers. Yes. I like that. I don't know what to call this drink. Maybe DIY White Claw? I don't know. I don't think White Claw comes in cucumber mint, so. And this is bitter too. It's not sweet at all, but you can add like 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. So yes, now that I have my drink ready, I think I'm ready to chat about things. So yes, where do I start? Yeah, I just want to talk about like what I've been experiencing, how I've been handling this quarantine, and things like that. I mean, it's my birthday, so I feel like talking about myself, and um, I'll try to make this like lighthearted, but I don't think it's going to be because I'm going to be talking about like real shit. And if you're looking for a fantastical escape, I don't think this is the video for you. But if you're going through it, or you're just curious about like how other people are handling it or what they're experiencing, then yeah, please continue to watch this video. Otherwise, kindly click off. um, but yeah, just to put it out there, like, you know, if you're just curious, like, feel free. I just don't want like to come off like complainy or like, you know, I just want to like share like my firsthand experience, my perception of things, and you know, stuff like that. And I feel like since it's my birthday, like I I just want to talk about myself. um, so yeah, I guess a lot of Aries people are having a quarantine birthday this year, which is okay, I guess. I mean, I wasn't planning anything anyways, but so the last time I posted a video was in February. A lot has changed since then. Um, yeah, I thought a lot of things and it just didn't happen. And you would think that since I'm in quarantine that I would post a lot more videos, and you know, it's hard to say. Like, yeah, I have more time, but I'm also going through it. Um, like, adjusting to a whole new routine and sacrificing a lot. Um, it's kind of strange, but I'll get through it. But anyways, so uh, it all started when mid March. San Francisco was one of the first major cities to announce a shelter in place order, and so when that happened, the restaurant I was working at um, had to close down because it's not an essential business, and I basically lost my job. If you don't know, I work in the food service industry. Um, I was a barista slash server at my last job. In the daytime, I worked morning and lunch, and then like later in the week, I work lunch and dinner. Um, More coffee drinks in the morning and afternoon. And even though, like, and I also served like sake and wine in the evening. Um, so it's, so that's basically what I did. Um, I know a lot about wine and alcohol and stuff just from like firsthand experience, like as a guest and also working behind the bar or as a server or whatever. I kind of go wherever people need me. I'm very open minded, and I'm always open to learning like new things, and I'm kind of a nerd too, so. And I also like talking to people, and like I'm very into like my physical settings and stuff. Um, like I'm not really that social on social media. I try to, but I prefer talking face to face to people and stuff. Like I feel like I can get a feel of other people's energy better that way. Like if I had a choice between talking to someone face to face and just talking to them through a text, like I would choose talking to them through talking to them face to face, because like as much as I appreciate technology and everything that it offers, like I just like talking to people face to face. That's why I really enjoy like working in the restaurant industry, is because there's a lot of that. Like you talk to people face to face, and it's a very intimate and very people heavy job. Like you have to have like good people skills to like succeed in it, and you have to like enjoy talking to people and interacting with people and dealing with all the things, like the good and the bad. um, so it's not really a job for everybody. um, and you know what, like I never thought I was like more of an I never like I knew I was an omnivert, but I didn't realize like how much I really liked um, interacting with people face to face. But yeah, so long story short, I lost my job, I lost my routine and everything in between, um, and it was really hard for me, like making that adjustment and stuff. And I know not a lot of you don't hear people talking about stuff like that. Um, like, I don't know, like, it's pretty rare for, like, someone in my position to, like, openly talk on the internet about, like, their firsthand experiences with working at a restaurant and all the trials and stuff that goes with it. Um, but, anyways, so it's been rough. Like, there's been a few times when I just like laid in bed crying because I just missed my routine. There was one week where I just really wanted like a latte or a cappuccino, but I couldn't make one because I don't have an espresso machine at home. So um, I really missed that. Like, I make coffee okay at home, but it's not the same. It's really not the same. And I'm a creature of habit too. Like, um, I have my moon and my Venus sign in Taurus, and my rising sign is a fixed sign too. So as much as I like to change it up every once in a while, I really like to stick with my routine. And so when all that like went away, that it was really hard for me. Um, and on top of all that, like I was having trouble. I'm having trouble like signing up for unemployment benefits. Um, I tried to cash out on my PTO from work, but they told me no. And it felt like really weird to like go on Twitter and go online and like see all these people like complain about having to use their PTO for paid sick leave, and it's like, well, at least you guys got something. Like, I didn't get anything, and I was one of the more dedicated workers there. Like, I was working 9-hour shifts. I didn't call in sick the entire time I was there, and I'm the type to save up for emergency. And that's what I was doing. Like, I was saving my PTO hours for an emergency. Emergency came, and like they told me I couldn't use it, and then they said it was because the business wasn't open, and then they said it was because they don't have the money for it. So that really sucks. And when I was filing for my unemployment, my certification said it was disqualified, and I was talking to a friend who owns a bar about it, and he said that my certificate can be um, that can happen if like my employer said I was fired instead of laid off. And I was really confused because like, why would my employer do that? Like, why would they do that? Like, I like it didn't make sense to me. I was like in denial. Like, I'm one of their you know uh, more dedicated like employees. Like, I never called in sick. I worked those long hours that they asked me to. Um, there was one time when I asked if I could work less than 9 hours, if I could just have like a regular 8-hour shift, or even go back to like working 5 or 6 hours a shift. And they he gave me an ultimatum. Like, I either had to work the 9 hours or quit. And it sucks. And that wasn't the first place where something like that happened with me. Um, it's actually pretty common in the industry. Like, unless you're a student or something, if the restaurant knows that you have the time to work long hours or the availability, they'll just like make you do it. I mean, like, yeah, I could quit and just like move on, but it's not that easy. Moving from restaurant to restaurant isn't that easy. Um, and so it's been pretty rough. And when I asked my employer about it, like, hey, my friend who owns a bar told me that my claim could be disputed. Is this true? And then he said that he didn't hear anything from the EDD and he didn't deny any claims. And then he said that I should probably look for a job because he doesn't know when they're going to open again or if they will. And so it was just like, fuck, man, I'm shit out of luck. And it's really like upsetting because someone in my position, a lot of people would think that, oh, since she's unemployed, like she's receiving benefits on top of like extra money that the federal government is giving out. And that is not the case. As of right now, I'm shit out of luck. And I, if I had not saved money, if I had not saved money for a birthday present, and if I had not filed my taxes early, I wouldn't have like any money. I wouldn't have as much as I do right now, and I don't even have a lot, to be honest. Like, I really don't. I spoke with my landlord recently, and I told him that I would have trouble paying for May's rent if I don't if don't work out with unemployment, and if I don't receive like a stimulus check from the government. But I did pay for my April rent because I did have money for that. And my landlord he's a family man. He has a family, and I knew if I didn't pay my rent, then he wouldn't be able to take care of his family. So I did that, even though I didn't have a lot of money. And to be honest, like I didn't pay any of my other bills. The only bill I paid so far is my rent. I do have like loans and a phone bill and a PG&E bill, but I didn't pay for those. Um, and I felt like it was important to like pay my rent because my rent is my most expensive expense. And I know, even though like the government passed the stimulus plan to all these like corporations and different banks, and PG&E is like um, is doing what they can to help people out. Like I'm using that resource. Like I know my phone service isn't going to cut off my service. I know PG&E isn't going to cut off my service, but that doesn't mean that I don't owe the money. Like I still have to pay that back. And I assume the same thing would happen with rent. Like if I didn't pay my rent, like that would just stack up. So, um, I decided to pay that. And since, yeah, like I said earlier, like since my landlord has a family and my rent money pays his pays for his family, I felt like I needed to do that. Everything else can wait. Like I know that once the restaurant industry opens back up again, like I'll be able to catch up on my bills and be okay. Um, and so that's how I'm getting by, is not paying my bills and talking to my landlord. Um, and my landlord said he could po- probably work something out for May. So I'm very grateful for that. Um, but everything else, like, I'm kind of shit out of luck, to be honest. Um, I don't have unemployment. Um, I was basically fired without my knowledge. Um, I have bills that are going to be stacking up. Um, and on top of all that, I made such a dumb mistake. And maybe there's something in the stars, but I did apply for CalFresh, and I missed my phone interview twice for dumbass reasons. The first one, I just like missed the call, and so I called her back. She called. She called me again, but like the second time she called me, um, I went to pick up my phone, and my dog knocked my phone out of my hand, and my thumb slipped and like hung like whatchamacallit, declined the call. And I was so fucking mad. I was so mad, like, oh, what the hell? And, but yeah, I haven't received a call back since. I need to call them again, and I might even need to reapply at the end of the month if things don't work out. So things aren't working out for me. Like as far as like benefits goes, it's not my situation isn't as good as the media is making it out to be at all. Like um a lot of people assume that when you file for unemployment, you are automatically qualified and you'll receive benefits. But if your employer, like, I don't know why my employer would do that. Like, I really don't. I was really hurt. I was really fucking hurt. Like, that's just mean, you know? Um, I don't understand it. But maybe the state is working some kinks out. Like, I did ask ask a politician about that. Um, if an employer can deny, or whatchamacallit, can dispute benefits for employers, or if employers can dispute benefits for employees. And I think that the reason why they would deny my benefits or say that I was fired is so that they won't have to pay me PTO. Because I don't think people who are fired can get their PTO on their last check, but I spoke to someone who said that you could, but I've never tried to get my PTO when I was like, when I quit or, moved on. So I don't know. So I'm kind of going through it. Like, and I was so stressed out in March that I missed my period. And I can't remember the last time I missed my period. Um, and it's crazy. Um, and another thing that's also helping me out, my habits. I used to smoke weed a lot. I quit smoking weed in January, and I still haven't smoked weed since then. And I'm pretty sure if I continued to smoke weed or started smoking weed again, I wouldn't be able to chill like I'm doing right now. And so I'm glad. I'm grateful for that. I definitely can't smoke weed right now again, even if I wanted to. I can't. I just don't have the money for it. I need to save my money for food because that's the only thing I'm spending my money on right now is food and rent. Yeah, I'm not getting like unemployment or an additional $600 from the government. Um, I didn't get any PTO at all. If I hadn't saved up my money and filed my taxes early, and if I spent my tax return money quickly, I wouldn't have any money to um social distance and quarantine myself. And I don't know. I've also seen articles on Twitter where um, people were saying that giving unemployed people so much money is going to discourage them from like looking for work. And honestly, like, people should not be working right now. If you didn't lose your job because of this thing, you should be grateful. Um, and you should continue to work, unless you're sick, of course. Um, but, I feel like making someone like feel guilty about um, quarantining themselves, or like calling them lazy. Like, even though nobody called me lazy directly, I know I'm not a lazy person. I'm a hardworking person. Um, I used to work 9-hour shifts. Yeah, I honestly believe that social distancing will flatten the curve, and I feel like people shouldn't be working. And to call me or someone in my position like lazy because they choose not to work after they lost their job is pretty messed up, because like when people are out working, that exposes them to potentially contracting the disease and then flooding the hospitals, and that need we don't need that. Like, I'm doing society a favor by just staying home and not paying my bills and, all that shit. I mean, you could call me lazy or whatever you want, but at the end of the day, like, I'm helping people out. I'm stopping the spread of the disease. Like, I'm not a bad person by doing this, you know? Um, and I think it's, like, fucked up that there are employers out there who are sabotaging benefits for whatever reason. Like, I don't even know why. Um, just, it's just messed up. Like, there's a pandemic going on. We should be focusing on making sure everybody's good so that this can pass and we can move on with our lives, not like pin low income people up against each other, you know. Um, like, I honestly feel like that there's no reason why Amazon or grocery stores aren't paying their current workers more during this pandemic. Like, you had like Ulta, for instance. If you don't know who Ulta is a beauty store. Even though Ulta closed down their retail stores, they are paying their warehouse workers $2 extra an hour. And the only reason why essential workers aren't getting paid as much as they should is because the company chooses not to do that. I mentioned this like on Twitter, and I received like a few responses. Someone said that, yeah, the government should step in. They should pay the essential workers more. I mean, I don't know. Like, yes, I agree. Like, essential workers should get paid more. I feel like it would be good marketing if, like, the company took initiative to pay their workers like $2 extra more. um, during this time. Even, I mean, like, yeah, it's just ridiculous. um, feel like essential workers should get paid as much as the unemployed, if if not more. Whether that's through the grocery stores and companies like Amazon taking initiative to pay their workers more, or matching like what the government is giving out, or the government like subsidizing it. But at the same time, I don't feel like the government should give like a company like Amazon extra money to like pay their workers more if their CEO is a billionaire, you know? Like, um, finds loopholes to save money and kind of like, I want to say cheat the system, but I don't know if that's accurate. um, if they want to underpay their workers, or like um, put so much pressure on their workers to the point where they have to decide, where they have to like sacrifice like restroom breaks, like I feel like companies like that shouldn't receive like government assistance to help pay their workers more. I feel like a company like that should take initiative, um, compared to a CEO like Ulta, who takes initiative to like pay their warehouse workers $2 extra more. You know, and that's kind of like a fucked up thing that I noticed. Like, here you have a CEO of a beauty company who isn't making as much as like someone like the CEO of Amazon, but they're giving more to their employees, you know? Like, I have greater respect for her for doing that, you know? And I wish it was like the other way around. You know, like I wish she was like a billionaire, but it sucks that like it seems like in order to be a billionaire you have to like underpay your workers and like avoid taxes and stuff like that. And um it it doesn't sit right with me, and it doesn't feel right. And to like um put put that blame on like someone in my position is just not fair. And to like pin low income workers against each other, that's not fair either. Because it's like nobody's fault that people are getting underpaid. It's the company's fault. And, you know, I would still have my job if this thing wasn't happening, but, you know, I don't. So, yeah, it's been a lot. So that's why I haven't, like, been very active. I've just been processing a lot of this heavy stuff, and it's just a lot. And I did contact the state about like my situation. Um, I I sent in a complaint about my PTO hours, and I actually have a case with them now. I don't know how things are gonna play out, but I am following the protocols on it. Like I turned in my timeline and all that stuff, and I wish I had filed complaints with other places that I've worked at before, because like stuff like that I've experienced isn't like new. The only difference now is I decided to stand up for myself and like contact the state about it, because it's really not fair. Like, um, if other people are getting paid PTO right now and I'm not, like, that's not fair. And to be quite frank, like, to for them to say that they just don't have the money to pay my PTO, like, it's their responsibility as a business to have those funds on hand for an emergency. And as dedicated as I have been, like, I'm kind of butthurt about it. Like, I'm very passionate about what I do for a living, and it hurts to feel taken advantage of. Gonna make another drink. Great thing about like these large pieces of ice is they stay icy for a long time, so I can make a second drink with the same one. And I know I look like an alcoholic. I'm sorry. I've been limiting myself. I drink no more than 2 to 3 drinks. No more than 3, because I don't want to like fuck up my liver. And I still want to be able to take medicine like ibuprofen. So I limit myself to 3 drinks at the very most if I'm drinking. And honestly, like, there's no reason why grocery stores can't pay their employees more. I mean, like, restaurants are closed right now, so people are going to the grocery store to buy their food and booze. So, they're making more money. Like, there's no reason why they're not paying their employees a little bit more. Anyways, I think that's about it. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Hopefully, I mean, right now, I'm still in the process of deep cleaning my home and decluttering it, organizing it, and stuff like that. But today, I decided to just like take a break from all that and make a video, do something for myself. And yeah, I hope this video was entertaining or useful in some way. Like, I personally like videos like this. I wish there were more. I mean, like, I feel like YouTubers live like this fantasy life. Like, they're not YouTubers aren't affected much by this thing. Like, they work from home, they can still go shopping like regularly, and so they're not quite as affected. And I feel like I need to make this video just in case someone out there like needs some content, some informative content, in case like they're going through the same thing, because this is really hard to deal with. And there's so much misinformation floating around on the internet right now. Like, someone will look at someone like me and think, oh, they're getting hella benefits right now, they're doing good, like whatever. But right now, I'm really just living off of the money that I saved up from like not paying my bills, for my tax return. Mercury was in retrograde, so I cut back on like shopping and stuff then. But what really helped me out was filing my taxes early and receiving that return, because if I hadn't done that, then I wouldn't have been able to pay my rent for April and help support my landlord's family. So I'm really, and even though all this like the news and the media is saying that someone like me is living off a hill of benefits. I am not. I am living off of money that I saved up on my own, and I'm in a position right now where my benefits are potentially sabotaged unless like the state does something. Like, I get the state has like bigger things to worry about. Like, there are people dying right now. Like I don't think the state really cares about like someone in my position, you know. um but to assume that someone like me is doing okay because they're receiving benefits is a false idea. Like, things could be worse for sure. Things could definitely be worse, but I made what I have for myself. I'm not on. I'm not receiving any type of government benefit. I'm just here. I'm in the position that I'm at right now because I saved money, and this situation just um, encourages me more to like save even more money. Like, I didn't save much, but you know, it's helping me out um, so much that like, what would happen if I saved even more than that? Like, you know, I feel like a squirrel that's you know, just living off of the nuts that they collected from from the spring or summer or whatever. You know. um so yeah, and I know that I will have to like maybe look for work. I mean, like, there's so much in the air right now. Like, I haven't received my stimulus check. I heard that the 17th of April is when I should receive it by, because I did file my taxes online, and they said that if you file your taxes online, you should receive it via direct deposit. So I should receive it direct deposit by the 17th. If that happens. That's if, you know, like, I thought I was going to receive unemployment, but that's not so. So I'm like in a position where I don't know if like this shit is actually going to work out for me. Um, I'm kind of like back to square one, where I just I just really have to depend on my own, and that's where I'm at. So yeah, this is my quarantine birthday. Yay, 34. Oh my god. Cheers. But yeah, I know I'm not lazy. I'm not a lazy person at all. Um, but I do feel like it's important for me to continue practicing social distancing, and to quarantine myself and stay home and stuff like that. And I also feel like it's important for me to like do my research, see where I can like let things go, and like, you know, talk to my landlord and stuff like that. Um, and it would be silly of me to not like use whatever benefits or resources are available out there. There is a restaurant grant that everybody's talking about, and it's been very difficult to even apply for that. And actually, when I asked my employer about my PTO, and he told me no, he sent me the link to this restaurant grant that offers restaurant workers $500. Like, it's been a wild goose chase. Like, I've been trying to apply this thing like for over a week, but the website crashes every single time. And I feel like that shouldn't be a substitute to pay me PTO. It's almost like a slap in the face, to be honest. And it's just messed up. Like, grants and stuff like that don't exist so that employers can like avoid paying their employees what they earn. And accumulating PTO for sick time takes a long time to build up. Like, it's based on how many hours you worked. And I built up about almost 30 hours of PTO. So you can only imagine like how many hours I worked to have that. So I know I deserve it. I worked really hard and a lot of hours. Like, come on. Anyways, I hope you have a good one, and I hope to post another update soon. I've been really distracted by everything in the news and the media. I've been distracted by my messy home. Like, when you work 9-hour shifts and you're so exhausted, like, it's really hard to maintain like a nice home. But I am glad that I have the time now to, like, you know, declutter some things and make my home nice again. But anyways, I hope you're having a good one. I hope this video was informative in some way. Like, I hope this thing will go away soon, because I want to go back to my old life. Like, I miss that restaurant life. And hopefully the misinformation will stop too. Well, I hope you have a good one, and hopefully I'll post another update soon. Take care. Bye.